Hello again. This week, nothing as marathon as punch ladles, you'll be glad to hear. I'm going to talk about this. It is a small implement. We'll get to what it was used for in a moment. That I bought 15, 20 years ago for two reasons. The first reason was I had never seen anything like it before. It's very unusual the way that it's made. This is a flat pointed end for serving something. And then you've got this curious end here that we'll get back to, and this sort of very odd stem, which is at 90 degrees to the rest of it. So that was curious. So that it appealed in that respect. The other thing was the marks that are on it, lovely marks. And I'll take a picture of those in close up. It's by Harold Child, and it's got the retailer's mark Child and Child London next to it. Now, those of you with a wider interest in antiques will know the name Child and Child, but you will know them primarily as late 19th century Art Nouveau jewellers. They're particularly famous for enamelled decoration on beautiful pieces of Art Nouveau jewellery from about 1880 up to about the first partnership dissolved just before 1900, and then Harold Child kept the firm running for another, I think, 15 years after that. But they're jewellers. They did register, obviously, jewellers, assay, silver and gold as well at Goldsmiths Hall. So they registered their mark there. But they are predominantly top-end jewellers. So what are they doing? Making a piece of table silver. Odd bits by them. I think a christening set is recorded in John Colm's directory. So odd bits are known by them, but it's extremely rare to find a piece of table silver. So the first thing is that they're top end. They're top end jewellers and silversmiths, although I think the silversmithing side of it for things like this would have been sort of subcontracted out. They only dealt with the wealthiest of clients. And this must have been, because I've seen nothing like it before or since, a special commission. So, I mean, there's lots of questions there. So what is it? Well, 20 years ago, I didn't know. And 10 years ago, I didn't know. And 5 years ago, I didn't know. And last week, I didn't know. But I saw a convergence of very odd things. Makes me think I may, and I do emphasize the word may, know what it's for now. Like a lot of you that are film buffs will have watched Kind Hearts and Coronets, I'm sure, with Dennis Price and Alec Guinness reprising a number of roles as he assassinates various members of his family. And you'll famously remember that the general that he assassinated, he did so with a bomb in a pot of caviar, which when he put the metal blade of his knife into the caviar, caused the bomb to explode. Obviously, the problem here is you don't really use metal with caviar. It taints it. That's why you don't get really silver utensils for serving caviar. You get mother of pearl spoons because they're inert and don't spoil the flavour. So I was always drawn to the fact that this might be for something like caviar, something very exclusive, very expensive, that was served at the table in front of you in a proprietary container. And this is where we get to this end of the thing. I mean, this is clearly, it's where you have to use intelligence. This is clearly for inserting or moving or scraping. If that was the whole thing, and the handle is at 90 degrees here and flares out for strength, if this section were as flat as this, it would have no strength at all. It would bend. I'm not going to try and bend this because I probably would. I'm incredibly strong. But if you put a thickness of metal here, and then you move that, that is then rigid. And it's less about this end of it than this end of it. Because you can see this is quite deliberately, it's not just a flat end to put a crest on. It's deliberately thickened, and it goes in and it comes out. So that, as anyone that's tried and struggled to get the lid off a tin of paint, a small tin of golden syrup or black treacle will know, is the perfect thing to lever in and out. So that's as far as I got with it. That's for serving something that's slightly resistant, that you couldn't use a table knife for. You needed to dig into it. And this end is for prizing the top away of a proprietary container. And it wasn't caviar, because the silver would taint the caviar. So I was left thinking, what could it be? And all of you that watch YouTube will know that you get unsolicited little shorts from other people in your feed. Because I'm something of a foodie, I got one of a restaurant in France serving up a terrine of foie gras. And it just struck me, it was in a little ceramic pot. It wasn't, not proprietary pot. The way this guy was sort of heaving this stuff out in sort of little chunks would be perfect for that. And foie gras is quite an expensive food stuff, so it might be the sort of thing that you went to Child and requested a little, foie gras knife for serving up this delicacy. But then I thought, well, surely if you were that wealthy, the kitchens would prepare it, they'd put it in a dish for you, there'd be all sorts of things. But I did a bit more digging, and I found that at the turn of the last century, there was a company that specialised in a terrine de foie gras, which was imported from France. It went, a company in America actually produced it. The Vendôme Table Delicacies Company, registered at 415 Madison Avenue, New York, produced it, or were the suppliers of it. But it was produced in France, and it was flavoured with Périgord truffles. And the whole point of that is it came in its own little pot. And because it was a little mixture, prepared mixture, it'd be more difficult to serve it out into another serving dish. And most importantly of all, because I found a very old picture, which I can't show you because it's on my phone and I'm filming this on my phone, but I found a very old picture of the earthenware container that it would come in, and it had a metal top with little claws that fitted over it, all beautifully stamped and retailed. And what would you need? You would need something to loosen the little claws at the side to get the top off, to enjoy your terrine de foie gras flavoured with Périgord truffles. So I was delighted, and I've connected the dots, maybe not in the right order, Morecambe and Wise, all the right dots, but not in the right order. And this is what I now believe, after 20 years of wondering, this utensil is for. This is specifically made. I've never seen another one. If you have seen another one, let me know. But I've never seen another one of these, specifically made by a high-end jeweller, which is very odd indeed. So obviously someone was going in, I would suspect, and not to be sexist at all, that a gentleman may have taken his wife, or possibly even his mistress, into Child, and as he was lavishly spending money for all manner of jewels for her, he also said, I'm very fond, could be, by the way this is framing up, this could be Edward the 7th, couldn't it? Fat, lascivious bloke that liked his food, the man after my own heart. Whilst we're doing all this jewellery, I would like a specific server so I can whip the lid of my terrine de foie gras flavoured with Périgord truffles and enjoy it of an evening. So I think that's what it's for, and it's a little bit of detective work, and it's made me enormously happy. after 20 years to sort of think, it's always sort of think, I now know what this is for. But if you've seen one of these in a catalogue, for God's sake, let me know. But I don't think you will have. I think this is a bespoke, odd, one-off piece. And I don't think you'll ever see the like of it again. Certainly not by one of London's leading firms of Art Nouveau jewellers, I don't think. But there we go. There are always mysteries in the world of antiques. Don't think that there aren't mysteries. There are. And don't necessarily think that you know what things are, because sometimes you can be thrown a curveball, and we're always learning. We're always learning. Hope you've enjoyed that. That's just a frivolous little bit this week, I'm afraid. I haven't discovered anything momentous, but I was very, very pleased. Very, very pleased indeed to have sort of worked out, I think I have, but sort of worked out what that is. I would also add, as one of my friends who watches these on a regular basis said, you never plug yourself, Michael, but that's all to the good, I think. But obviously I don't have a website now. I'm far too old and immobile to get out to antique fairs. So some of the stuff that you're looking at, not all of it, I'm sad to say, because I do borrow things from friends to film. I'm not Midas, you understand. But some of the things that are featured are available. So if you see anything and you're interested and you want pictures or details or measurements or weights, just email me at baggettsilver@btinternet.com, and I will try to answer your query as quickly as possible, particularly if money is involved. So I hope you've enjoyed that. A foie gras, putting the ethical side of the production of foie gras completely to one side. Please don't involve me in that. But an Edwardian London silver 1907 terrine de foie gras with Perigord truffle server. Yeah, try and write that on an eBay description. Take you forever. I hope you've enjoyed that. So go out, find curious things, and take 20 years trying to work out what they are. Pathetic, isn't it? Well, until next week, good antiques hunting, and goodbye.